Yo, it's PersonGuy. Let's just get straight to the point. Code Gaiden is the most overrated bloodline in the game.
And I won't watch this anymore!
It's by no means bad, and if you try and build a move set around it, it can actually be pretty damn good, but that goes for almost everything that's even half decent. People treat it like it's like some unstoppable top 5 bloodline, when really, you can barely even call it meta in most cases. It has its uses, but here is why. I think it isn't really meta. As for its first move, this isn't really what people talk about when they talk about the bloodline being good. It deals good damage, but in all honesty, it doesn't even do its damage very quickly, so you're better off doing just normal M1 combos or maybe a burst combo if you really feel like it. You can try and use it to pressure your opponent and start combos, but it's way too easy to avoid. You can literally just jump over it, and there's nothing it can do to you, so you might as well not waste the chai. When it comes to the second move, it has a lot more going for it, and is for sure the bloodline's best move. It's basically reworked Senko, Storm in a different font. Senko Storm doesn't require a bloodline to be used and can be put in element slots. Instead of bloodline slots, you can teleport to your opponent with M1s without having to stay in one spot. You get iframes even if the move is blocked, and you can teleport to your opponent as soon as it's placed. You can try to use both moves at the same time, but that archetype really only works in specific cases, and meta moves are all about being good with multiple types of move sets, so that doesn't really help its case. The third move is probably where I see the most outrage about the bloodline coming from. Since command grabs got nerfed, the move can be cancelled by you simply being hit. The hitbox has been reduced, and you can only move on the ground, which limits its mobility and makes you easier to hit, avoid. Inside of combos, it has a decent stun, but that's about it. The fact that the move disables auto dodges sounds appealing, but it literally doesn't matter in the long run. When you are using the move, you are most likely using it to extend a combo, so by the time the combo is done, the opponent's moves are already off cooldown. Even if you end your combo with it, you're still not getting much with it. Think about it. You can't hit your opponent once you have done 200k damage to them for 5 seconds, because they can just block and perfect block anything. That means, normally, your opponent's moves are only on cooldown for 5 seconds. However, since Code hits the opponent for around 3 seconds after the cooldown is applied, and then you have to wait the 5 seconds, it's actually going to only be a 2-second cooldown, 10-8, before your opponent can use moves. Keep in mind they can still do stuff like jump and celestial flight. A 2-second cooldown literally doesn't matter. I could talk about the mode as extensively as the moves, but I don't really like talking about modes since I'm more of a competitive guy, and even then the main arguments for Code's mode are its damage, which most good modes already have, and its cooldown disabling, which is slightly better at 5 seconds but still not very impactful. Once again, I don't think Code is bad, and specifically the second move can actually be really good in specific cases, but overall there isn't a real reason to use it. In both competitive and RPG, what matters when it comes to a bloodline being meta is if it has a meta move. Even if the rest of the moves and its mode aren't meta, that's all it needs. Unfortunately, Code Gaiden just doesn't have a move like that.